Dancers Group is experimenting with new ways to unify, strengthen, and amplify voices in the Bay Area. We're excited to share a variety of ideas and stories. In today's recording of In Conversation, you will hear from Claudine Naganuma and Selma Apara. Claudine is a teacher and program director for Dance for Parkinson's Disease program at Dance Space. She's the director of dNaga Dance Company and created the Peace Project in 2009 to explore finding personal peace through the lens of those living with Parkinson's disease. Oh, she wears so many hats in the community. She also founded the Girl Project in 2014, which offers dance and empowerment classes for 11 to 14-year-old girls in East Oakland. And she also served as the artistic director of the Asian American dance performances from 1992 to 2004. Oh, so busy. We love it. Selma Louise Apara grew up in the African dance community, following after her older sisters who are professional dancers as well. She has studied so many different styles such as hip hop, jazz, ballet, modern, and many other dance styles from the African diaspora, including samba. Ooh, she's a Renaissance woman. She's danced with Dimensions, Extensions Performance Ensemble in Oakland, and also attended Ailey Camp at UC Berkeley. She's currently a junior at Bishop O'Dowd High School, where she cultivates her love for being in front of a crowd as a member of the varsity cheer team, the drama department, and as student body vice president. Yes, ma'am, we love a woman in government. Welcome, you two. What's going on for today?
Thank you. Yeah, it's so great to be in conversation with you, Selma. We met quite a while ago. Do you remember when your first year was at Girl Project?
I think it was fifth grade. Yeah, I believe it was fifth grade. I remember my mom and I, we were leaving some event at Eastside Arts Alliance, and my mom, she always picks up a whole bunch of different random flyers when we're anywhere. And I started doing the same. But she found this one flyer. It was like, oh, Girl Project over spring break. Girls in the East Bay Area, come and learn dance and art and leave with a free bike at the end. So that really caught our eyes. So we're like, okay, cool. Let's go. I think that was 20. How old am I right now? I don't know, but I know it was fifth grade. So yeah.
Yeah. So Girl Project originally started just as a dance workshop, and then I really quickly found that girls were saying that they really wanted to find a safe space to hang out, safe space to play. And yeah, I think you came in maybe the second year or something. I can't remember. But I remember you were going to Ile Omode.
Yes, yes. I was going to Ile I graduated from, I started at Ile in fourth grade, and I went all the way up to eighth grade. That's the last year I graduated there. Yeah, I missed them.
Yeah, and I know that you were studying a lot of West African dance. Maybe can you talk a little bit about the influence that your sisters had on you and the spaces that you were in, and also the dance classes that were offered at Ile Omode as well?
Yes, well, so my two older sisters, Kua and Kehinde Apara, they're twins. Them and their mother, my Titi and Taroma James. Sorry, excuse me. And their mother and Taroma James, they are professional dancers and had been in the African dance community for my sisters their entire lives, and their mom had got them into it. At the mostly at the Malonga Cascalord Center for the Arts down in downtown Oakland. So a lot of times when I was younger, when I would be with them, they would take me there to dance classes with them. And I just remember sitting on the floor and hearing all the drums and all the people dancing around me. And I remember like when the drums were playing, I could feel the bass like going almost at the same rhythm of my heart. So I always used to think that was really cool. And then as I got older, they would like pull me out on the floor with them. I would be a little shy at first, but it's just a really great community. And then when I ended up at Eli Omide, we would have African dance classes there too. At first, we would do like jazz, hip hop, and African dance because our teacher, Mama Taiwo Kuji Chakalia, her and her sister, Kehinde Kuji Chakalia, they're also professional dancers, but she would teach us a bunch of different dance styles. But then later, we were just taught African by Baba Nimli Napla. So it was a really great experience to be able to learn, West African dance because it's really fun. And I feel like it's the style of dance that I feel the most free doing.
Nice, nice. And then when you came to Girl Project, I know that Dr. Alberta Rose was teaching Dunham for us during that time.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me, what do you love about dance?
I feel like I really love everything about dance, to be honest. The main thing that I really love about performing dance, what I love about performing other stuff like theater too, is just making people feel good from something that you do, while you're on stage. If you can see the audience, because usually the house is dark, but if you can see the audience, just seeing people's faces light up, or after show, just people being so excited to see to see you after the show, or even when I'm just dancing in my room, it's hard to really be sad when you're dancing, even if you're dancing at like a sad event, maybe like a funeral or something, or even if you start dancing in a bad mood, it's hard to end unhappy when you're dancing. So I feel like that's one of the main things I love about it.
Yes, that community aspect, huh? Working together in ensemble.
Yes.
Yeah, you were telling me about dancing samba and catching your friend's gaze in the eyeballs and just being like, wow, that powerful moment.
Yes, freshman year, back when we were still on campus and everything, for my school's multicultural assembly, I did a samba dance for the multicultural assembly, and just this one part, I was looking out in the audience, and then I made eye contact with my friend, and she was just smiling so much, and it just really felt so good to have somebody, out there supporting you, and to see that what you're doing up there on that stage is making somebody happy.
Yeah, yeah. So, at Eastside, when we offer Girl Project in person, I mean, we're still trying to offer hangout sessions, and we're doing classes on Zoom now. But when we were in person, you wrote a beautiful poem. One of the things that we're trying to do is offer all different kinds of activities. So dance activities, improvisation, theater, visual arts, safety, um, urban planning, and just talking about each person's power and how you can transform your environment and your community. And I would just like to play just this short little poem that you wrote, and maybe you can talk a little bit about it.
Okay. Whenever a child is born, their parents are provided with a handbook of little lessons to teach them. Look both ways before you cross the street. Always say please and thank you. Don't take candy from strangers. But for some children, these lessons are different. On the east side of town, black parents must teach their daughters a different set of rules. No matter how excited you get, do not use your hands while you talk. Don't express your opinion on society's issues. Leave that to your brothers. It's already hard enough to get them heard. Don't get too loud, too happy, too sad, and don't ever, God forbid, don't you ever, ever get angry. It's too intimidating, especially with your size. Developing early, cover it up. Because if you have it, people automatically know that you use it. Keep your head down and them dishes up. Smile. It makes you seem less aggressive. And please straighten your hair. It makes everyone more comfortable. Be present, but never occupy that much space. And if you have a problem with it, nobody cares.
Yeah, Selma. You were kind of young when you wrote that.
I was. I think I was like, okay, so I'm 16 right now. I think that was the last time I was at Girl Project. So I think I was 13 when I wrote that. That's crazy.
It is crazy. Tell me about it. Do you feel it's still relevant? Is it more relevant? What's up?
It definitely is still relevant. The things I was talking about, just like of being a black girl in society. But I'm just really thinking back on that. I'm kind of proud of my younger self for really like being able to notice those things and express those things. It's gotten better, like there's been a lot more spaces for black girls, black women to express their voices, especially through Girl Project too. That's one thing I loved about going to Girl Project because it wasn't just for dance, I feel like it was one of the really, when I look through my life, it's one of the only places where I felt 100% comfortable to be my complete authentic self at all times, where I didn't feel like I had to hold anything back or chill out, you know what I mean? Like not say something because I was scared of what somebody would say or something like that. I feel like I never felt that there. So that's probably why at 13 I was able to express those feelings and really say what I had seen.
Aw. Well, that's really that really makes me feel good. Thanks, Selma. We really are trying to strive to create a space where everyone feels supported. And it's true, it's like um I think that many of us are expected to do our best all the time and be a strong person, and kids don't really have an opportunity to be kids. And it's we can get tired too, right? So
Right.
and sometimes our best doesn't look that great, and that has to be okay too. Because if we're always giving 100%, then what do we got? We are depleted. So I think that's an important thing for us to be able to support each other. And a really important thing is to develop a circle of sisterhood.
We're back with In Conversation with Claudine and Selma. Thanks for listening.
One of the things that I'm really proud of you is that you went on to do the Ailey camp. And I was just like so proud of you
Thank
and
you.
performance. And can you talk a little bit about that experience? And then you ended up winning an award at the end of that work.
Yes. I Ailey Camp was really so fun. You can ask anybody who's went through the program any year. It's really one of like the best experiences somebody can have in their life, and you only get to go once, and I see why, because one, like it's first of all, it's free, but if it wasn't free, the teaching that we get, the food that we get, because we're on UC Berkeley's campus, and we're eating with the college students, and the dance supplies, the clothes and everything, it would be almost, I think they said like 3,000, 5,000 a kid, but we get all of that experience for free. We learn different styles of dance. We did ballet, jazz, West African with Mama Naomi, um modern with we when it, excuse me when it was my year, our modern dance teacher was Mr. Derek. He passed away, rest in peace, Mr. Derek. He was such a great teacher. He was so funny, and I feel like he's definitely one of the people who I'm always going to remember in my life. He was like so inspiring. What else dances did we learn? Yeah, I think I named all the styles that we did, but we also, outside of dance, we also had like a poetry class, like spoken word, and we did a personal development class where we could really be vulnerable and just like talk about different stuff going on. So honestly, it was a great experience. It was a really, really great experience.
Lovely. And what was the award that you ended up winning?
Um, it's a shame that I don't remember the name of the award. I think the name of the
I
award is
think for
the
like the most promising student or something like that.
well, the award, it was the first year when I had got it, it was the first year that it was done. It
Yeah.
basically, if there was like a camper of the year award, that's basically what it would be. So like and basically it's a scholarship to pay for any type of arts training that a student wants to do. So you could do dance, you could go in a theater, you could like do visual arts. And with my scholarship, what I did, it took me a whole year to find a place, but I ended up dancing with Sweat for about a year. I was taught by a woman named Miss Maya. She's really great. I need to call her and just say hi. But so I ended up being able to further my dance training. So it was an honor to receive that scholarship because I really loved daily camp. It was so fun. It was really an amazing experience.
And I would just really love if you could tell me a little bit about your experience when you were at conventions.
Well, I went to the Rites of Passage program for Dimensions in the summer of 2016, I believe. Yes, because I was going into 7th grade. The summer of 2016, I danced in the Rites of Passage program. I think I danced in every single dance class. I did African, jazz, ballet on Wednesdays, hip hop on Thursdays, and then Haitian on Fridays. I remember that. It was a great experience. And then at the end of the summer, Miss Latanya and Miss Sonia, they asked me to come and they wanted to know if I wanted to join the youth dance troupe, Dimension Sentence Performance Ensemble. And that was a wonderful experience. I met some great girls who a lot of them I still talk to today. And basically, I danced with them from 20 from 2017 to like the end of 2018, and then I went and like switched over to theater. But what we would do, we would go and perform at different events, and a lot of people would know who we were, which felt really great. I was like, oh yeah, I'm dancing. I'm really dancing a lot, and I really loved it so much. I learned a lot. I was it helped me strengthen my dancing and really get a sense of sisterhood. And we didn't just do dance either. We would have a lot of sit down talks, talk about stuff that's going on in the world, and really they really helped us grow into really just like some great young women. We learned different life skills. It was just a really great experience.
We're back with In Conversation with Claudine and Selma. Thanks for listening.
As you're talking, I realized that I've been to your performances since you've been quite young.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we talked a little bit about was kind of the dance field and kind of what's next, right? Or what's missing, or what kind of things do we want to see? And you were talking a little bit about Rihanna's fashion show. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Okay. So, if anybody doesn't know, Rihanna, she has her lingerie and other types of underwear line, Savage X Fenty, and she recently had a fashion show. I think it was this summer. Yeah, she had a fashion show, and she had models from different ethnicities, different skin colors, different sizes, different gender identities. It's really the most diverse of anything I've seen in my life, of any dance performance, of any movie, any show. Like literally the most diverse piece of art I've ever seen in my life. And I saw this one Twitter post. It was this man. He had said, "This is the first time I've ever seen a model that looked like me." He's a chubbier black man, and he was like, "This is the first time I've ever seen a model who looks like me modeling some underwear." So she just had people of all different shapes and sizes, skin colors, different places, gender identities. And I think it was so beautiful. So that is what I feel like I want to see in dance, because we've, the dance world has gotten better with, um, in my opinion, in terms of how different types of women being able to show them. Like, we have bigger girls doing ballet. We have very petite people on stage. We just have we've gotten like much better with that, I've seen. But that the fashion show made me realize I don't think I've ever seen, like a larger man or boy doing ballet, or I don't ever think I've seen them do anything but hip hop, because I feel like it's not really shown like, yes, you can do this if you want to, Or even with like people who don't identify with a specific gender. I don't think I've been able to see anybody like that really showcased in dance. It's always like, oh, okay, you're either a girl and you're in this dress, or you're a boy and you're in this suit and you're picking up the girl. I don't think I've seen it where people don't have to be bound by those roles yet. So that's something that I feel like I really want to see.
Yeah, we've been in various ways. I think people in the field have been trying to do that, but we need people like you in the future, and like you, Andrea, and those like Gia who are out there now trying to do more. Um, when I was directing Asian American dance performances, uh, that organization was particularly created. It was actually created in 1974, the first Asian American organization in the country, actually.
Oh, wow.
And at that time, there were not that many Asian American dancers being seen. When I came on later on, there were more dancers, but there really weren't very many dance makers.
Mm.
Just how powerful it is to see ourselves on stage, and also, kind of bring up the complexity of, when we say Asian American, that includes a lot of people. That includes Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Filipino. Sometimes we're referred to Pacific Islanders, Hmong, Vietnamese, Cambodian. Like, there's so many folks that are lumped into that category. And then we have new immigrants, first generation through fifth, sixth, seventh generation. And so, sometimes we can kind of all get lumped in. But one of the things that I was trying to do was, create a platform for people to represent themselves. And in some ways, that's kind of what's happening with my Parkinson's project. Is I feel like, stories need to be told by the folks who have Parkinson's, right? So
Right.
it's like, how do we have more visibility? I did, after I talked with you, I did watch the fashion show, and I really appreciated it. And I loved how everything the costumes actually moved with the dancers.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, nothing is falling out. That like works pretty well.
Right.
One of the things, though, that I do want to make sure is that young women don't feel like there has to be that sexualization in order to be validated. Like, I find, especially with working with Girl Project, is I've heard so many girls complain about, like, even going to the store, the variety of clothes that one can get when you're a kid, crop tops or short shorts or, juicy on the booty. It's like we need to, in a more holistic way, kind of accept bodies of all types. But I mean, shout out to Rihanna for doing such a good job with having such a diverse cast. And we need to make sure that, we take into consideration that we're living in a patriarchal society as well. Um, yeah, so that's that was my thought about that. But I don't know if you have any thoughts about that, Selma, or if you wanted to share a little bit about ballet and the black body in ballet, because I saw the recent performance that you did, and I noticed how emotional you got around talking about acceptance of your body, in particular around ballet. And I'm wondering about that.
Yeah, so to give a little context, my school, we recently the drama department, we recently did a virtual production where we talked about a lot of different stuff. We talked about the pandemic, we talked about like racism and the Black Lives Matter movement. We really talked over a lot of stuff and highlighted different things that's been going on this year, and we wrote every piece ourselves. It was all like a student led effort. So I'm really proud of everybody for doing that. Shout out to Visual Dowd. But at the end of the second day, we did a piece. My friend Zora and I, Zora Chappelle, shout out to Zora. We did a piece on Black girls in ballet, and we kind of talked a little bit about how in some spaces more earlier developed bodies are frowned upon, or like having larger thighs. Of course, not every Black girl is built the same. It's just sometimes, y'all know what I'm trying to say. But sometimes when having like larger thighs, it doesn't go with the traditional image of like what a ballet dancer looks like, or even the fact that pink tights that's supposed to match your skin color. I didn't know that. I just thought that people were wearing pink tights for like a long time in my life. I just thought, oh, okay, cool, it's pink tights. I didn't know it was supposed to match your skin color. And we talked about how it's really hard sometimes to find tights and clothes in general that match your skin color, because when it says nude, it's like the color peach, and I'm like, my skin isn't peach, you know. So what we did, the first part of it, my friend Zora, she did a little piece on um kind of like with body image, and then the next footage was actually real footage of us talking on Zoom. I was just talking to some of the teachers in the drama department. I was just talking about why I wanted to do the piece. It was like real. We were just talking after rehearsal on Zoom, and it was still recording. And I had ended up getting emotional on it because I was talking about how sometimes I felt a little bit out of place in ballet class, especially because the last time I was in ballet, since I'm not that advanced in it because I haven't been training long enough, I was in a class with younger girls, and they're all like much smaller than me, and like majority of them were skinnier, and I have the flexibility to do a lot of things. It's just that my legs are heavier, so it's harder to hold them up at certain times, and sometimes that would make me feel a little bad, I'm better now. I love my body, but sometimes it would make me feel a little insecure. I'm like, wow, like I can't do this. I can't do that. But yeah, that's mainly what we wanted to talk about. And then we ended the piece with doing a dance.
A beautiful dance.
Thank you.
Well, so what advice do you have for other girls who might feel similar, or boys,
Yeah, for anybody,
or
don't
humans?
right. Humans in general, don't compare your situation to somebody else's, because no two people's situations are going to be exactly the same. And your body is built the way it's supposed to be built because it was built that way. So, like, it was built that way for a reason, Your cells developed into that direction because they felt like it. So you're not made wrong. You're made the way you're supposed to be made. And whoever you are that person because you're supposed to be that person. So you weren't supposed to be anybody else. So don't compare yourself to anybody else. Yes, it's cool. It's great to look up to people, have role models are like, oh, cool. I wanna oh, I want to dress like this person. They're cool. That's great. But don't ever feel like you have to be somebody else because you're not that person. You are who you are for a reason. Because if you weren't who you were, then the world wouldn't have you. And then that would be boring. So you got to be who you are, or else the world would be boring.
Yes. So, gosh, it's been really it's been so great to have you in Girl Project, and I know that it's supposed to be 11 to 14-year-olds, and I imagine that you'll be coming back and teaching soon in the program. And I don't know, what do you foresee in the future? Like, what should we be focusing on, either at Girl Project or in the dance field?
Well, I think at Girl Project, honestly, Girl Project is great. Or maybe even focusing on some more bonding activities, to like strengthen the sisterhoods that are made at Girl Project. Because I remember we would have like some free time when we would be eating lunch or snacks or different stuff like that. But maybe even just like putting more, like games together where people can get to know each other, just
Hangout
really,
time.
yeah, like hangout time, or maybe even like organizing some stuff, of course, after the pandemic passes over us, but like organizing some link ups outside of Girl Project, like maybe taking, some trips.
We all don't have enough hangout time.
Yeah.
Actually, last fall, before the pandemic hit, we did start doing movie days. We started going to Jack London Square, and
Oh,
we
yay.
ice cream, and we went bowling. We played mini golf. So yeah, those sorts of just hanging out. I mean, do we really have time to hang out now? It's like I think it's one of the things that we all need to do, like,
Yeah.
and adults, is like, how do we chill?
Right, exactly.
I guess we need to chill out. Maybe that's what this is about. What's the lesson here with the pandemic?
Right.
Are we amping up? I kind of feel like I'm amping up, and I really need to be going the opposite direction.
Yeah, chilling out and taking time for ourselves. Yeah, this
Well,
was great. This was fun.
yeah, thank you, Selma.
Thank you.
This has been such a rich discussion. Thank you both.
Our
You're
pleasure.
welcome.
This has been such a great experience. We thank you, everyone, for tuning in for this experimental audio experience. And for additional content that reflects our dynamic dance community, please visit our In Dance article archive at dancersgroup.org.